dark hours pour across the land. The witching hour is close at hand. The creatures of the night won't stop till they satisfy their thirst for hops. If cans be chilled that are found, their content soon will come unbound. No matter it hazy or it be dank, they soon will receive their noble rank. So gather round, for tales be told by these pouring men of ages old. But we must wait to consume our brews for the demon master to say, "Hello, you." Hello, you. It's time to pour one out again with the pouring old men. Joining me as always, he's not just a guy in a clown suit. His name is Anthony It. Hello, Anthony.
How are you, mate?
I'm good. And rising from the grave once again, welcome back, Zombie Warren.
G'day, guys. How you going?
I can't do that for the whole episode. That's me now. So.
Good. And we got our first video recording episode as well.
I know, that's why I got myself all made up for it. Can't you tell?
Yeah, we do have heads for audio.
I'm trying to position my massive head behind this light, but the light's not big enough, I don't think.
I actually went down to the local barber and said, "Give me one of those young people haircuts." And 10 minutes later, I had a mullet, one of those, the football player ones.
I was going to say, the young people haircuts these days, they just shave the sides and leave the rest like a mullet. What parent thinks that's a good look? Like, no one looks good with it.
What girlfriend?
I'll just assume they don't have girlfriends.
Wow.
I hope they go somewhere audience. See you later. So, who are we? We are the Pouring Old Men, just a couple of old grave diggers gathering under a full moon talking about the bears we love. We aren't bear fighters, we're bear lovers. We release a new episode every Monday. So check us out, subscribe on your favourite podcast platform. Plus, you can check us out on
Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and yes, we're on Spotify, Apple, Google. I think that covers everything. Twitter as well, but no one uses that one, so just Instagram's the main one.
I use that one. We're up to 6 followers.
Hey!
Yeah. And have to say, we are the number 185th ranked podcast in Australia for craft beer.
No, we went up. No, that was after last week's episode.
Gotcha.
Oh no, 2 weeks ago. After last week's one, we're up into the 170s.
Who's above us?
170 other podcasts.
Well, let's be honest, they're not as good as us, so
No, and that's Apple. So if people on Apple jump on there, like us, follow us, and actually put some comments, help us increase those numbers.
Should we crack on?
Yes, let's do shout-outs first.
Shout-outs? You got some shout-outs?
Yes, I do have some shout-outs. So, we're actually getting some interaction on our socials.
Yes.
So, first one I wanted to do was Fathead's Beer Adventures.
Who are they?
Follow him on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Good bloke. He's actually given us a couple of tips on beers we should try.
Have we confirmed whether he has a fat head or not? Or is this...
No, but he's got a pretty awesome little logo.
Just if he does, you should see a doctor about this sort of thing.
True. So, but yeah, no, good bloke. So do check him out as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we will try and get a hold of the beer he's recommended for us to have a crack on.
Really?
So
What's that?
that's to be confirmed. So if I can get a hold of it, I'll bring it, and it'll be a show and tell. The other one I wanted to do a shout out to was Breacher Libre.
Yes.
Yes, so he's got his first beer launching at the Fremantle Beer Festival.
Yep.
It's being brewed with Outback Brewing Co. So any of the guys over in WA, go check out the Fremantle Beer Festival and do try and track that one down.
Now, is it Breacher Libre?
Breacher Libre.
He did reach out. Apparently, I had a bit of a nerve with him last episode because I mentioned that I hate wrestling.
I love
and,
it. So.
And yeah, so he reached out. He said that he basically expressed he was a bit upset with my view. So, Breacher Libre, whatever his name is, I sincerely say this: Steve Austin is a pussy. That's all I've got to say.
Oh.
That's all I've got to say.
Bit early for kung fu, isn't it?
Oh, mate. We need those listeners. Come on. What have we been drinking?
Right. Wazza, you want to kick us off, mate? What have you been drinking?
How much time have you got?
Has been a while.
I've got to go to work tomorrow, so...
I've been busy, but I might cover over some of the highlights. I had a Little Bang smoked chili chocolate porter, which was out of this world. That was really on point.
That's pretty good, Little Bang. I've only had a couple of the brews. One was the foreign extra stout, which I always rave about, and the what are the one where it's got the cover looks like Grand Theft Auto. I forget what the name of it is.
Yes, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a really nice drop as well.
I also had the Neverland from Black Hops, which I believe you guys have probably tried.
We have delved into that one.
That was a good grapefruit hazy IPA, or double IPA, sorry. And I also tried the Helios Black IPA, which is called the Medusa's Black IPA. Yes. And I know, Russ, you're not a big fan of them, but I think it's worth giving it a crack.
Yeah, it's more... I find they're a bit of a halfway point between two beers that I like. So that's why it's not that I'd find them repulsive or anything like that. It's more, it's not stouty enough, or it's not IPA enough. It's just kind of the weird middle ground. So yeah.
Well, I do have one that might interest you. I tried the Wolf of the Willows Lark Barrel Aged Imperial Stout, which is a 12.8% banger. So it's definitely a sausage burner. But it's aged.
So 12%. There's a house burner. That's all. You wake up and the barbecue's fallen over and it spreads to the rest of the house. Yeah.
But that was a good one as well. So it's just a couple of that I've been trying recently.
Nice. Well, I'll crack on with what I've had. All in Brewing, there's Citra Hop.
That was one I had the other week, wasn't
it?
Yeah.
Yes, very nice beer.
Really nice. And it's weird because it's only 5%, but it tastes like it's very full flavoured.
It's very smashable. Great one, and popping up in a lot of bottle shops. I think that was a
excellent.
Good one. Had a couple of other ones that we should have mentioned on our Intro to Craft episode. Your Mate's Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Great beer, easy to get. Also the Beechworth Pale Ale from Ridge Road.
So yeah. That's what your favourite was.
Yep.
Yes. Also had the Laguna Matata Sour Ale from Moondog. It was okay.
I like the name.
Yeah, it was a clever name, which is...
If I sing it, will we get like pinned by Disney for that?
Yes.
Okay.
And don't mess with Disney.
No.
So, it's a good one if you're sort of just trying to taste sour beers, sort of seeing whether you're into it or not, but just didn't have enough bang for me. But, Russ, what have you been having?
Right, so... One that I had, this is going through my desserty trend I'm going through at the moment.
Yep.
And I'm trying to try another nitro. I had the lemon meringue pie PA by Two Birds.
Yes.
Which is a bit wishy-washy. You could kind of see what they were doing with it, and it's a bit lemony, is kind of nitro-y. It just didn't quite hit the mark for me. I did have possibly the best counter I've seen all year, Fire Strata Hazy XPA by White Lies.
Yes, that looked great.
Yeah, check it. I put it on Instagram last night, and it's with the old guy from Prodigy. Yes, whatever his name was. The guy from Prodigy's on there. It's a great piece of counter, absolutely beautiful. And the beer is nice. It's nice, comfortable, easy drinking sort of thing. So
excellent.
Another one I had was I think I had it last week. About Hawaiian Haze, but I bring that up just because they have just launched a big marketing promo. Have you seen the images for that? With the better than getting Corona, and it's less bitter than Victoria. Got big billboards in the valley about that one. So
it's super cheap at the moment. It's under $20 for a 4-pack. Yeah. So.
They've got a TV ad as well, online video ad, which is terrible. I've got to say, I love those guys, but oh my god, it's pretty bad ad. Now, the other one I actually went to, I spent some time up the sunny coast, and because I literally am a pouring old man, I was up there playing indoor bowls because I'm a senior citizen, would you know?
Yes.
And while I was up there, I went out and I checked Your Mate's Brewing. And I've got to say, it's a really nice brew pub. Like, there's a whole brewery space. They've kitted out with the full sort of beachy look there. It's not, you go to some of these breweries and it's literally, it's a shed with a bar. Yeah. This they've decked it out with a nice bar, got some nice stuff on the walls, got TV showing, sport. Mind you, sport wasn't free to wear, so I'm not sure they got Foxtel, but don't matter.
Whatever.
They got a playground for kids. Which you got kids? I don't know. Yeah, exactly. You go to some of these places though. Ballistic and Salisbury, their playground constitutes the driveway to the packing shed. They throw a couple of kind of bikes in there, let the kids go crazy. But yeah, it's nice that they actually got a decent playground for them. It's a great atmosphere, like good music. Sound like you wasn't taking your thunder.
Where's Russ this week?
Hey guys, this is Warren. That's my Warren impersonation. But beers were Well, the beers I had were good.
Yes.
Like that. I had the Eddie XPA,
Okay.
which if I compared it to other XPAs, it doesn't stand up.
Yep.
But it is a mid-strength. And if you compare it to other mid-strengths, that's where it holds its own. It's really nice. Really nice mid-strength beer. It doesn't taste like some of the other XPAs, but then it's still really good. Really nice one. I had the Donny Dark because I love my dark beers.
Yep.
My only issue with the beers on tap, so you go to these, the home bases of the breweries,
Yep.
you kind of want a bit of experimentation, a bit something different, a bit of, that's interesting. There wasn't a lot of that. Like they had a cherry sour on tap, and then they had a higher ABV version of their Macca lager.
Okay.
And that's about it. So it's a bit of a letdown, but other than that, the food was good. It's cheap. The other downside, so one other thing that was a bit disappointing is that I went to get a couple of takeaways to, souvenirs to take home, and I only had the Larry and the Sally. That was it.
Okay.
So, actually,
You can get the same souvenirs from First Choice.
yes.
Yeah.
Although there was one more thing.
Oh.
Allow me. This is a surprise show and tell, guys. I brought a little something back for Pity, a little something back for you. I might skip this one. I've got to drive later. Just, let me just exit shop.
For those that don't know, we are filming today. So. Those that are listening on the podcast,
The concerned looks on her face are real.
So I've got a souvenir
Okay.
for us to have a go at. This is from Your Mates Brewing. This is Sambo
Oh,
Salted Vinegar
that's
Sour
right.
Beer. Now,
Excellent.
I've had one of these before, so I'm not that keen to try it again, to be honest.
Yep.
But I thought you guys might like to give this one a crack. This was brewed for Gab's Festival, and it is literally, it's a salt and vinegar flavoured beer.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Is that first show and tell?
It's a surprise show and tell.
Surprise show and tell. Okay.
And it's a Halloween episode, so this is a scary beer.
So
there's a lot of nostalgia. Is that what's scaring you?
All right, let's give us a crack.
the dad's sitting there waiting for all the kids to rock up and knock on the door.
Yeah.
Sitting back eating his salt and vinegar chips.
Normally what happens with these is we pour these out and we end up giving ourselves a bigger pour than everyone else. But I'll tell you, that's not going to happen this time. Now, our cameraman Trent over there, you want to give this one a go, Trent? This is going to put him off
Put it off.
forever, probably.
Because, let's just say our cameraman.
Do you like salt and vinegar chips there, Trent?
I do like salt and vinegar chips.
No, you're in heaven here, mate. You're in heaven
I don't
here.
exactly know why you'd combine it with beer, though.
Neither do I.
Well, it smells vinegary.
Yes, it does.
That would be my first.
I think my face just puckered up having a smell of
There you
it.
go. You get a little sampler there, Treno. There you go.
We got to keep the workers happy.
I'm just going to dive in.
So,
You
yeah.
jump in, you have a crack. Zoom in on the facial expressions. That's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's got an afterburn.
It does, doesn't it?
That is a very good representation
Well,
of
that's...
salt and vinegar chips.
It's weird because it's.
I did give you a lot, didn't I? Look at that. I'm not going myself.
You get the salt afterwards,
Mm.
which is odd because chips you get the salt and then the vinegar.
Oh.
This is sort of vinegar
Oh.
and then salt, so it's a little. we need the camera on the cameraman. Best reactions ever.
That's
So if you've seen some pretty basic looks over here, our cameraman is currently dying. So
Should we pick him up off the ground?
He'll be right. He'll be right.
that's right. All right, let's have another go.
So thoughts here, guys, on this one?
I actually like it.
I didn't expect that.
It's not a session beer.
No.
No.
A very short session, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm glad I've had it.
Mm.
It does taste like the old Samboy salt and vinegar.
Yes. It's actually interesting because on the can still they've got it as Sambo, but I know marketing wise they changed it to Sammy. I'm pretty sure Sambo is a bit of a racial slur in some circles, so they might have had yeah. So I think
So
that's
stop saying it. Sammy.
I'll edit that out later. But yeah, see, I don't mind the taste of it about like 2 minutes after I had a sip.
It's weird.
It's the minute 59 leading up to that is not that pleasant for me.
The first initial taste is a bit odd, and then it does get
A bit odd.
like just more like a salt and vinegar chip.
See, granted, also, I don't really like salted vinegar chips either.
Best chips to have.
They didn't have any ready salted flavour or chicken flavoured ones that for me to pick up.
I'm glad we're having this now because being an old man, I think I will get heartburn if I was just drinking this for the
Yeah, that one is definitely one to have first up. Try it and then move on. It would be that. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for that special show.
No worries. That's like I said. That's my souvenir from the sunny coast there. Well, we got that out of the way. We should move on to our real show and tell. So it's time for a real show and tell. First up, this is our Halloween special, so we are trying to go some Halloween themed beers. And first up is Wazza. What have you brought to the table?
So I went full Halloween on this one. I found this one from 7 Mile Brewery.
Yep.
It's called Pumpkin Tits. I'm kidding. It's called Smashing Pumpkins.
What? Pumpkin tits?
Well,
Just trying,
yeah.
just trying to picture that without picturing it. You know what I mean?
It's a spiced pumpkin beer.
Interesting.
I'm really interested to try this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had pumpkin beers before?
I have
No.
not.
I love them. Well, I've had one, and you'll probably see another one a bit later on. Spoilers. And I had one last year from Slipstream. Spoilers. And yeah, I quite like it. I love pumpkin pie. Again, it's a dessert. So dessert, fat man, love it. So
There you go.
Actually, I'm surprised. Like I don't mind a dessert myself, and I don't think I've ever tried any spiced pumpkin anything. So I'm actually really keen for this.
yeah, it's very very American thing. Like they brought it over Starbucks recently, the pumpkin spice latte, and I love those as well. Unfortunately, I don't live anywhere close to a Starbucks.
How can you not live close to Starbucks? They're everywhere.
Not on my side of town, they're not. Ooh, yep.
Ooh,
Yeah,
interesting colour.
yeah, I wasn't expecting that colour.
No, not expecting that dark. There you go.
It's almost-
Certain dark
Is
shade.
that the same colour as the old tea and Bickies that we had the other week? It's a bit,
I think this is actually a bit darker.
it is a bit darker than the old tea. Let's not talk about tea and Bickies.
Tea and Vicky's was dirty water. This is actually brown. So Smashing Pumpkins. I do like that.
Yes.
Smashing
Makes me want to break up my old Melancholy and Infinite Sadness double CD of
Yeah.
of them. God,
We
I love
don't
that
have
album.
the copyright
No,
to actually
no.
play that music.
Simon's Dream, another good album from them. You know, I actually had one of the albums on mini disc. I had a mini disc player.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened back in the 99, 2000 kind of era.
Yeah.
Did it only happen in New Zealand?
No, I actually got it in the UK.
No, there was 3
It was
different
everywhere.
songs here.
It-
Yeah, oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. To the Kiwis over here. Matt often blasts Smashing Pumpkins, and they haven't spelled pumpkins correctly. In the brewery, much to the wow, we might have just lost them as a potential supporter of the show. Sorry,
Sure it wasn't that last beer that's
no, it's
blurring your vision.
Pumkins.
Yes, gotcha.
Yep, cool. So it's not a rock.
Yeah, we're a beer podcast, fellas, not a spelling and grammar show. Thank you very much. Let's just move on, eh?
Yep, okay. In the brewery, much to the protest of others. Whoever's protesting, shut up. We figured this would be a fitting first Halloween beer name. This beer is made with real pumpkins, real spices, and a sprinkle of 90s nostalgia.
Well, it's a nostalgia-full episode then, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Well, we are old men, so nostalgia is the
I
thing.
might give it a crack if you
Yeah.
guys don't mind.
Now, did I ask this before? You guys had raw pumpkin pie before?
No.
So, okay. So
I
you,
have had pumpkin pie before,
Okay,
but
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a big fan. Ooh, 7% as well.
I guess we're not driving home today.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
I don't know how I feel about that. I get the spiciness. It's quite nice.
It smells spicy, like it's a bit of nutmeg or cinnamon, something like. Could be a combo of both.
Oh, the flavour's a bit of a mess. Like, there's no sort of clear flavour of the spice and anything like that. Like normally, anything
Yeah,
pumpkin
no,
spice, you have like the nutmeg and cinnamon come through, you can kind of taste it. That's just
It is the nutmeg, isn't it? It is coming through, but it's not prominent, I'd say.
No, definitely sort of got that ale beer taste, but
Do you know what it is?
I think that's worse than Samboy.
yeah, I'd actually say
Oh, the correct word, no, Samboy didn't take not Samboy, that's copyrighted. Sambo.
Sambo.
Oh, Sam.
Sammy.
Oh, and mate,
Salt
Sammy.
vinegar from your
Yeah,
mates.
he tasted like what it said on the can, and this has been an ongoing thing for me. If it doesn't taste what it says on the can,
Well, I think what this is that tea brown ale that we had the other week with a bit of creaminess and a bit of spice.
That you're not far off, actually.
yeah, this is.
It's not blowing my mind.
No, it's a little disappointing. Does maintain a good head and laces the glass. Good. I'm trying to think of some positives.
I'm trying to think of something that tastes like it. It tastes nothing like pumpkin pie.
Cool can art.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe they actually made it with the Smashing Pumpkins. Like they got Billy Corgan, threw him in like a vat, ground him up, and threw in like I forget any other. I don't actually know any of the other members of the band. They just got all the instruments and all the microphones and threw into the vats and just boiled up the band Smashing Pumpkins, and put it in the can. And I thought we'd probably get done for murder for that, so let's just pretend it's got pumpkin pie in it.
Halloween special.
There you go. There you go. So this beer, it's made of 90s alternative rock band members.
Yeah.
There's probably plenty of them out there.
You can really taste the Billy Corgan in this, you know.
I would say I'm not a fan.
It tastes like it's been sitting on a shelf since 1979.
Ooh.
See,
We're definitely not getting this brewery on board. Sorry, guys, we'll have to try a different one.
Well, to add insult to injury, I was looking at one of the other beers the other day, and I picked it up, then I put it down and grabbed something else. So, you know.
Wow, okay.
So thank you, 7 Mile Brewers. It's been nice knowing you. Or,
one day we'll check back in with you. So, no, not a fan of that one.
Yeah, no.
So, rating.
Oh.
Russ?
Now, I will mention, I've changed my rating system. This may sound familiar, but I left the this version of the on the cutting room floor for the last episode. I'm not doing half marks anymore. I think it's too granular, so I'm full whole marks. So no 0.5 for me, and which is a shame because otherwise I would have got a 0.5.
So Russ is the only one doing that.
You can make up your own rules. Really,
I was actually considering putting in a second decimal point.
Funnily enough, I actually did see someone putting 2 decimal points and had like a 4.22 rating, and
see the way I see it, like if I have to, do I really have the taste bud capability to define something as a 7 and a 7.5 or a 7.25? It's
the 0.5 I can get, and it's easy then if we combine our scores to actually still come up with a nice neat number. The moment you get to 2 decimal points.
Well, I'm just trying to disarm the system. That's another special puppets reference, just so you know.
Thanks for that.
Thanks.
We need to move on. What's your score?
Yeah, what's the score?
I'm giving it a 1.
1?
Wow.
It's shit. You can put that. If that was on a movie poster, it'd be me with the thumbs up going, Russell, 1 star. It's shit.
And Russ is going to learn how to use that bleep button as well at some point.
I can say the S word, can't I?
We did set our standards that.
What are you, my mum?
I'm an old man. I'm used to telling people not to swear.
I gave it a 1, but I'm still drinking it. I don't know why.
I did say tits earlier. Does that count?
No, that's all right.
Okay.
The correct terminology is boobs.
Sorry.
Again, we're men, so it's all right. Warren, your score.
I think I like it more than that tea beer, and I believe I gave that a 4.
Yeah.
So...
Well, you really backed yourself in a corner for that one.
I kind of have.
Yeah.
I've set the bar way too high. So I'm going to give it a 5.
Oof. Possible. Funnily enough, I actually do kind of prefer the tea and biscuits more than this, which is a sentence I never thought I'd ever actually utter. However,
I heard that about you.
I've broken that rule a few times. This, I don't think I'm going to go as low as Russ just because I think there's something else at some point that's going to go that low. So I'm going to go 2.5.
I thought the salt and vinegar was going to be lower than that, but...
Yeah, no.
We didn't rate the salt and vinegar.
No.
Are we going?
Yeah, let's do it.
Salt and vinegar 5.
7. No.
7?
6.
No.
6.
I'll probably give it a 4, just because 2 points for taste and extra bonus points because, again, they nailed the brief. Like they set out, we're going to make salt and vinegar chip flavoured beer, and they did.
Yeah.
So, hey, fair good. I mean, these guys, they set out to...
They lied.
They wanted to make spiced pumpkin beer, and they didn't.
Well, there was spice in it.
There's a whole lot of nutmeg in there.
I tried to make pumpkin spice once before, and it tasted just like that, because I didn't know what I was doing. We're really not getting these guys back.
No.
To be fair, I could probably get a 2 years old and put some spice in it and remarket it.
Don't be talking down on 2 years old. I quite like 2 years old.
And we've just lost a pouring old man.
All right, so we're going to crack straight into Show and Tell Part 2. And it's my turn up. And I have also brought a pumpkin ale. This is Pumpkin Pie Ale from Slipstream Brewing here in Brisbane. Now, this is fresh off the canning line as well, by the way. This was brewed about a week ago, so that's pretty good.
Nice and fresh, so it better taste better.
Absolutely. Should we have a spiel? So, time for dessert. We've infused a rich golden ale with sweet pumpkin, nutmeg, cinnamon, and allspice, capturing the essence of a traditional American pie. It's something to be thankful for. And this is, what was the last one? Was it 7% or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is,
Less because it's 1.3.
yeah, 4.5%. So,
It sounds better already. So,
yeah, I will be honest, I did have this last year and I quite like it. So,
All right, so you're going to
Disclaimer.
win the pumpkin ale challenge.
probably, unless they it up this year.
cool. That's where you'll learn how to use the bleep button.
Unless they stuffed it up this year. So, look at the colour difference.
Wow.
Honestly.
It's looking better already.
What was the beer that the other one was based off? Did it say? 'Cause this is based off a golden ale, like one of the long lost beers of the craft world.
Maybe it's just been sitting in a vat in the USSR for the last 30 years.
Ooh, that smells pumpkiny.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkiny and spicy. That's
Like, how different is the colour? That is a almost crystal clear golden colour.
It's like a pumpkin-y colour.
Yeah.
The smell is just so much better, which is good.
Yeah.
So
It does smell more lagery.
It does. It does smell very lagery, actually.
okay. Well, we're positive. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Russ, you can have first your beer, your taste.
Yeah, that's it. Tastes like pumpkin ale. It's got a weird sort of little wheaty flavour in there as well, I think.
Yeah, it does have that wheat, but there is definitely pumpkin in this one.
Well, the pumpkin spice is a lot fainter than what I remember it being.
It's probably more pumpkiny, less spicy.
Mm.
Yeah, this is strange.
It's a very mellow sort of beer. Like you sort of like sit there sipping away at it and dissecting the flavours there.
I'm used to such rich beers that this is actually making me work for it.
Yeah, it really is. It's a very sort of delicate flavour going through. Like, so it's just like that aftertaste at the back of the throat. You've got the cinnamon and nutmeg and the allspice sort of ticking away at the back there. So, well, it's nice.
It's nicer.
Yeah, it's definitely nicer than that. I like it. It's just
There's our first phone call during the podcast.
well during this podcast
First one we've heard.
because I'm a professional and I put my phone on silent.
Hey, it was a second.
It is,
episode.
as you said. Well, you get a pass, and it's easy.
To be fair, my phone is on silent. Just not
The
my
watch.
WhatsApp.
and no one phones pity, so it's fine.
Yeah. I call myself just so I've got some interest.
So on next week's episode of Pouring Old Man, I won't be invited back.
I'd like to think it was someone calling for me, but it's probably a telemarketer.
It's probably someone from 7 Mile Brewing.
So, are we going to give this a rating?
I don't know. You guys start, and I'll have a bit more.
It's better. How much better though?
I don't think I'd pick it up again.
No.
So I think we've decided we don't like pumpkin spice beer.
Well, see, I'm disappointed because, like I said, I had this beer last year, and the pumpkin spice flavour came through a lot stronger. It was a lot sort of more sort of richer flavour to it. And you drink it, and you had like the golden sort of lager to it.
Yep.
But then you had like the spice overload coming through. Is really nice, and this is just like they've half the amount of spice they put in there or something this year.
Can I give you my thoughts? And I'm going to say a dirty word here, but I think maybe they got a lot of backlash from the 4X customers that are used to flavours that aren't quite so.
Yeah, but let's be honest, 4X
tasty.
drinkers aren't going to be going to a microbrewery and picking up pumpkin spice beer.
They might stumble in while they're drunk. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, they got a lot of other really nice beers there for them to go, like the pale ales and tropical lagers and stuff that they have there. And it's
I'm giving it a 5.5. That's
So
after
5?
after much thought.
So 5?
5.5.
5.
5.5. Warren?
I'm a 5.
5. Russ?
And hang on,
sorry. Yep. No explanation.
I would probably pick it up over the other pumpkin spice beer,
Yes.
Yes.
but neither of them really excited me that much.
Yeah. And I prefer it to tea and biscuits.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 4. Because I'm disappointed because I know how good it was last year, and plus I do have the rest of the pack still to drink as well. That's going to sit around for.
Hey, it may get better with age.
Well, I'll let you know.
Yeah, with the spices, they may blend in and give it more punch. So, how about we check back in on
That next year.
maybe episode 8? That'll give it a good amount of time to rest and settle.
Yep.
And we'll see if it improves.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Well, on that down note,
yeah,
so we kick it into the news.
let's do the news.
All right, and so time for the news, and probably the biggest news around Brisbane this week is Black Ops buying Semi-Pro Brewing.
Yes.
So good.
Oh, I'm pretty happy to have a Black Ops closer to home.
Yeah.
Be nice not having to drive all the way to the Gold Coast for once.
Yeah.
So very excited.
Yeah.
And exciting that they said that they're still going to keep some of the semi-pro stuff on there, the popular stuff, but then actually do Black Ops as well.
I haven't tried much of the semi-pro stuff, and I wasn't that excited by it. And one of them particularly was kind of crap as well. So
It doesn't ring a bell, so clearly nothing's jumped out, but you never know.
I think I have seen them at the Beer and Cider Festival.
yeah,
Again, I think I was too far into for anything to be memorable, but
I think they're probably just struggling to make an impact in Brisbane as well. An opportunity came up, and Black Ops looking to expand up into Brisbane and increase their base. And good to have them here. So,
such a hard market though. Like Brisbane has got a lot of good breweries,
especially because that's over Wollongabba way. You've got Easy Times Brewing over there now as well as a few other sort of got
Revel.
Yep, Rebels
Brewdog's
over in
just down the
Balloonba.
road.
Yep, you got the whole Howard Smith Wars with Fallon's across the river as well. So,
Everything's close, so yeah.
but the one thing that Black Ops does have is got its name recognition of
Yes.
Yeah.
being big in Queensland for a number of years now. So they will go with it. It's interesting because it is a smaller size brewery as well. So I can't imagine it will add too much to their capacity for producing. So, but we'll see how it goes.
What else do you got there, Russ?
The other one that actually grabbed my attention was something that Deep Creek is doing around the place.
Yep.
Deep Creek being a Kiwi brewery, mostly actually originally seen a lot in First Choice. They also had to deal with Coles to get the beers in there. They're actually a surprisingly big brewery these days.
They taste some great beers.
Yeah, and so they've launched a local lockdown series. They're working with a whole bunch of brewers in Australia who have been doing it tough through the whole COVID lockdown.
Nice.
The first one they have teamed up with is Hemingway Brewery up in Cairns.
That lager that they're doing?
Trans-Tasman
Yeah,
Lager,
nice,
which
yeah.
imaginatively called. That's already out and about and on sale. They've also pairing up down the line with Big Shed Brewing from down in South Australia. The one I know them for is the Boozy Fruit Beer, which I love.
Yes.
They also teamed up with Moffat Beach Brewing from the Sunshine Coast, One Drop Brewing down in Sydney, Revel Brewing from here in Brisbane as well,
Awesome.
and one from WA called Blaster Brewing, which I don't know much about.
No, I haven't had one of those.
Yeah, so look out for those ones. And as I said, it's been brewed just to hap up these guys that. The one thing these breweries have in common, they're either recently expanded or recently open brewers. So the ones that have,
Been hit hard.
taken a big step forward in their business life and just got smashed by COVID. So Deep Creek, being the nice friendly Kiwis that they are, decided to jump in and give them a hand. So
Are you sure they're Kiwis? Aren't they? Aussie brewery.
Deep Creek is based in Auckland.
Yeah, I'm just trying to steal them.
Yeah.
They're good, so we're still.
Don't go there. Needs to be called a Crowded House Brewery or something.
Do you have anything else to add? This week?
That's probably all I got.
Cool.
I wanted to add in, this is sort of fresh off the press this week, is that Victoria is out of lockdown. So
Yes.
some of our Victorian listeners can actually get out to breweries and bars and enjoy a
They
fresh
can get on the
beer.
beers, as they keep saying.
Get on the
Yes.
beers.
Get on the
Go
beers.
support them. I know there's
Yeah.
a few new ones opening up or very close to opening up, so jump on those. Yeah. Got anything else to add, mate?
That's it for me.
Well, I've got two, and they're both regarding Helios.
Yep.
They're actually doing a team up with Sea Legs.
Interesting.
So that should be
Yeah,
interesting.
They're quite sort of near neighbours, yep.
Yep.
What are they doing?
They're doing some beers. So
Yep.
that's
What
it.
beers are they doing?
The one that jumped out at me was a triple IPA West Coast style, so that should be packed full of flavour.
Yeah. Packed full of booze as well, I imagine.
That's it. The other big one I thought was a really good thing that they're doing is go into their tap room, because all money generated over the weekend is being donated to Beyond Blue.
Yes, good cause, yep.
Yeah, so a really
just-
good thing.
Just to clarify, Helios or Sea Legs or both?
Just Helios with that
Okay,
one. So,
cool. So get into
it's-
Helios.
Yeah, they're doing a big thing with regards to mental health, and particularly with COVID and the effects of that. So,
Yep.
yeah, definitely. If you get a chance, go into Helios and buy a beer.
Yep, absolutely.
Go into getting a good beer and go into a
Good beer, good cause, good
Good
times.
venue too, if you
Yes.
guys haven't been.
I haven't actually been to that one, no.
Right.
Check it out.
Yeah.
This weekend if you can.
Yes, exactly. Good
Right.
excuse.
I can't this weekend, but...
Well, I could say I'm contributing to the.
There you go. Buy one for me, mate.
Yep, I will do.
Yep.
I guess
Oh.
that's the news.
That's news. All right, so time once again for show and tell. This is part 3, and Pity has been trick or treating. And what have you brought back in your goodie bag this week?
I have brought, so it's Ogden Nash's Pash Rash. And I did have to say that slowly, so I didn't.
Now, did you get the Pash Rash when you were talking to people's mothers at the door, or is this actually a beer?
Wow. You know, single man. No, not single man. The man at home. You never know. Mum's in the neighbourhood.
He's been awfully elusive about that, so I might have hit a nerve there.
The wife's not home.
So do we need to edit that part out of the podcast as well?
But this is a raspberry candy Imperial Stout. So trying to keep with the Halloween theme,
Yep.
I went some candy.
Yep.
And it is candy is dandy, but beer is near, with plenty of lollies and a wee bit of folly. A stout so big, bogy and sweet. A beer so tasty, I never did meet. So it's 8.2%.
Did anyone else find that kind of creepy?
I tried to
Do
say
you want me to do my
a little
Vincent
bit
Price voice reading that one?
creepy.
Yes, the answer is always yes.
Oh, I was not expecting that colour.
Oh, it is a stout.
That is a stout. Yeah.
It's a stout,
I missed
but
that part. I was listening to Candy Imperial Raspberry,
It
and
just went off on a tangent.
then I missed the whole stout part of that.
So yeah, not like me getting a stout. However, when we talked about Halloween theme,
That's pungent. I can
I can smell it from here. So
just smelling that. It's got
typical man standards.
the licorice ropes. The
the
raspberry
raspberry
licorice.
licorice,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you smell that, you can just
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Smells of burnt sausage to me.
hey, what you do in your spare time is up to you.
It smells sweet. That's my only concern.
Smells very sweet. Now this has been interesting because also we raved about the Serenity of the Void, the boysenberry cheesecake one. So there's a desserty kind of stout. So this is heading down. This has got some big competition to go up against.
From the facial effects initially, I think the viewers will notice. I actually quite like this.
Yeah, I think it is very dark.
It's sweet. It's almost exactly what again it says raspberry candy.
To me,
I'm not sure.
it's got a little bit of a cough medicine taste to it. You know when you
Yeah, I can pick that up.
when you get the cough medicine and you knock it back and it tastes a little odd, and then you get that sort of like that I don't want to say icky, but you get that little.
Weirdly on the second taste,
Too sweet.
getting that first taste was fantastic. Second taste
Like
was not.
the aroma is brilliant, but then like I said that odd aftertaste where the stout flavors and the raspberry come together and they just kind of clash, and you get like the bitterness and the sweetness at the same time. That's probably where the coffee medicine taste comes from, because it's like that stickiness and the bitter all at the same time. And
It kind of tastes like a licorice all sorts / coffee stout.
yeah, it's a good shout as well, actually.
But I'm picking up what you're putting down in terms of the cough medicine flavour.
It's weird because the more I drink, the less I like it.
It's
Which is not the way it should
it
be.
goes on. It comes with a nice lot of that raspberry flavour, but
Yeah.
then when the stout comes through, it just jars against it a bit. Like
It almost needs a swirl before every single sip just to mix everything together.
see, Moondog's quite a decent sized brewery around the place, and they've never really wowed me. I don't think. Like the exception they had. They've got a range of IPAs, the tall ones. They've got pictures of dogs on the front. There's one they had for there a while back, and it was really nice. But other than that, like, just a bit hit and miss. Like,
Moondog?
huh?
The Moondog?
Moondog, yeah. This is Moondog, isn't
Yeah, okay.
it? Yeah.
How strong is this?
Moondog does
8.2.
the apple crumble.
They did and again, something like they kind of got the taste, but it wasn't quite right.
It tasted like apple crumble, but it was sort of one of those ones, 3 or 4 sips in, and you just started to go, that's enough.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Laguna Matata.
Yep.
The Tim Tam missed the mark as well.
Yeah.
I might upset Moondog by saying this, but it's kind of like the Coles brand of beers, where they kind of taste similar, but they're just not quite there.
Oh, I've had some good tasting Coles brand stuff. So,
All right, sorry, Coles.
you had the pine spice of heaven.
Yeah. No,
so
that wasn't good.
But
this episode
So
is brought to you by Moondog Brewery. We just bagged on about half your core range.
Wow, we've killed 2 breweries.
Yep.
have anything to do with us, but
Yeah, how to make friends and influence people today.
Well, and again, it's an unfair comparison because obviously, don't you hate it when like the cameraman behind the scenes has his phone on?
yeah, you'd think you'd be a bit more professional.
You think so? Like,
Yeah.
we're paying good
I
money.
can
to
say
do
that now because I'm silenced. my phone. It is definitely the standout on the day for. Oh, actually, maybe
Is it?
the Sammy. They're very different beers.
Yeah.
I think the Sammy is the most true to form.
Of them, yeah. Well, the Sammy is one that hits the brief.
Yeah,
Like that's the one that when you put we want to make this kind of beer. Sammy nailed it.
yeah.
The 7 Mile missed it by a long way. It's wanted to build a castle, end up like putting a fish in a sock and throwing it off a bridge.
I don't know how they relate, but yeah, let's go with that.
And I thought it was a good analogy. Slipstream, they kind of got there and then kind of
It's just too weak.
Yeah, it's just too weak though. They're heading in the right direction. They just got a bit
It was
nervous at
almost
the end.
like they had a really good beer and then poured a bunch of water in because they went, "Oh, that's a bit too strong." People
Right,
aren't
and
gonna
what's
like it.
going we go back a couple of episodes with Serenity to the Void and Garage Project
Yes.
where they nailed the sweet and the bitter together and just threw everything out and they just got it absolutely right. It is something that can go wrong. You either lose one of the flavours or they don't match, and this is one that just doesn't
quite match.
It doesn't match.
It's weird because if they had stuck with the raspberry and the sweet and made it like a sour, I reckon.
I was thinking that,
really
yeah,
good.
it would be a really good sour.
Ratings. What do you think?
What did I give this salt and vinegar? I think I gave that a 6.
Do you get something bigger at
you
6?
did. Yeah.
You'll have to edit that out if I didn't give it a 6.
No, I'll put it on repeat.
That could be the intro to the episode.
Actually, I'll repeat it so it sounds like you gave it a 666 because it's a Halloween episode.
Ah, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
5.5. There's
You're just giving half marks just to annoy me, aren't you?
pretty much,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Because there's mouthfuls that I really, really enjoy, and then there's mouthfuls I can't stand. So it's
If it was based on aroma, I'd probably give it a quite a good mark. Like the
that-
aroma,
that
the aroma's
initial
great. Like,
aroma's
the
a 9.
the raspberry, that Daryl, you get a bag of Daryl Lee raspberry licorice, and
Yes.
it's got that smell coming through. But then I don't know where it compares. Like, it's better than Sammy, definitely better than 7 Mile. It's around the same area as like as a Slipstream. So, and I gave that what did I give that? 4?
5. I thought it was a 5. Oh.
No, yeah, it would have been a 5, but because it disappointed me, I dropped it down to a 4. So
that's-
I put it online there. I'll give it a 4.
there you go.
So
And
I feel like I've been very negative today.
I think it's our lowest scoring episode.
I like a lot about it, but I don't like a lot about it. It's too sickly sweet, I think, is the thing. I'm going to give it a 5.73.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just obviously did that to pee Russell off. So I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Beautiful. So 2 5.5 and a 4.
You know what they should have done? Because it's got the cough medicine taste with it, they should have called it a Flaming Homer. Like tied in with the Simpsons. Flaming Homer, you know the episode of Simpsons where they
I'm
have...
glad you clarified that. That sounded
Yeah.
totally different in my head.
What did you think I said?
Flaming.
That's something to edit out of the episode.
Yeah, Flaming Homer, Flaming Mo from Simpsons. We'll just pretend...
Oh, wonderful. Cool.
You got a matches? We can try and set it on fire. So maybe that does it say on the pack that you got to set it on fire for it to taste good?
I don't know.
All right, so time to have a look forward of the new brews coming out and see what we're looking forward to. Who wants to kick us off? Pity, you want to kick things off?
I'll have a crack.
Yep.
First one that I'm really looking forward to is Ether Brewing have a barrel program, and they have a sour brown coming out called Oak and Organisms, and I think that one's going to be a cracker.
So it's an old style. I was reading a bit about like the sour browns are very, very old style, so they're going into something new and different. So that's going to be
So
good to look at.
keen on that one.
Lovely can art as well, by the way. Like they've gone the black and gold can is very simple. I don't know about the name. Those oats and organisms.
The brown.
If we taste that one last, it's going to be called Oats and Orgasms. I'm telling you.
100%. Yes. Yeah, I did first.
And that's a
time I
whole
read
nother
it-
podcast.
Read it was orgasms, but let's move on. Speaking of Melbourne reopening, Nomad Brewing have a I remember my first check-in, a Go Sour. I quite like that one more for just the name.
Yep.
Another good one, Counterculture with their Earl of Swirl.
Oh, swirl, yeah.
Yes, berry cream sour. That one looked quite interesting.
That comes out. I think that comes out next week. I'm looking forward to that. The Stonewood Counterculture series are always worth investigating,
Yeah,
even if it
100%.
doesn't always taste good. Like, again, the reinvigorate one.
Yeah.
It was exactly was. It was a beer version of Lucozade. It is what it did. But yeah, all the other ones have been really interesting, and they don't just follow. A lot of these other companies, like, they bring out the limited release beers, and they just follow the trends and do what's cool at the moment. Whereas like Counterculture, as the name suggests, they just do their own thing, right? Like, yeah. Although this one, it probably is more following trends more than the others, but
It
hey.
is. And the final one is White Rabbit, releasing a sour red, which they say is tart cherry and red wine flavours. So White Rabbit doing something a bit weird is intriguing. So
They used to do quite a bit like different things. Like they've got quite a good setup down there in, I think, Geelong. They're based in. Well, they're in the same sort of complex as Little Creatures these days, and they've got their own special types of fermenters where they can do cool and funky stuff, which may be limited to the tap room and not for wider release. But I know a few years ago they did their Teddy Winter. Teddy Winter.
oh, wow.
Wazza's
The
eyes
eyes
lit up
lit
there.
up.
And that was a different kind of beer. I can't remember what that was. It was like Hefeweizen or something like that.
It's good to see that something different from White Rabbit.
Yeah,
So.
and I quite like. Yes, they are owned by Lion. They're not independent. Blah blah blah. I still like what they do. Like, they do really good dark ale. Really.
Their dark ale is out of this world.
Yep.
It is one of the best.
And
ever.
you see it on tap everywhere.
Yeah,
It's just
really good on tap.
brilliant.
Yes. Yourself, Warren, what are you looking forward to?
So I've got a couple actually. I've got the Dainton Overdrive.
Yep.
Yep.
Which is a West Coast IPA.
I love the 80s look on that one. They've got
Yes.
the 80s cyberpunk look on the can.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Dainton, so I'm looking forward to this. I think this would be really a really good drop.
Yep.
The next is the Hope Estate, the Jet Red Triple IPA.
Ooh.
I'm apprehensive about this, but I'm excited about it. I love red ales.
They've expanded because they start off with the the F18, the 18% lager, and they sort of for giggles around the place. Oh, look at this! It's an 18% lager, and they expanded the range. Like, they got that one. There's a black IPA that brought out as well,
Jet Black,
which
yeah.
is not
about
landing well for what I've seen. It's one thing having a strong ABV in a beer, but it's got to taste good.
Well, and that was the problem I had with the Black Rhino, which is the 18% one.
Yeah.
I really just didn't enjoy it. So I'll give it a crack. I'll try a can, and I'm hoping for the best, because some of their other stuff that's coming out of Hope Estate at the moment is just unreal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the last one is Bright Brewery down in Victoria is doing a banana split stout.
Ooh, hello.
Intriguing.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to, I don't
What
know,
is
skip
that? 'Cause
quarantine and go down and
Last
pick one
time
up.
you were here, was it? You were talking about the banana pastry stout from
Hop Nation.
I tried that as well, and it is fantastic.
It is a
That is
good,
absolutely
good beer.
fantastic. It's super decadent, but that lovely banana flavour. I had the peanut butter version as well.
Not so good.
Not so good. It pales. It's now on the list of peanut butter dark beers. It's like number 3 of 3. There's another one, Belgian Beaver from, I think it's American or Canadian brewery. That's one that people talk about, so I need to look that up. And
That almost came to this episode as well.
oh, don't tell me now. I'm disappointed now.
It was very close.
I love my peanut butter. I'll eat it by the spoonful, but that's a story from another time.
It was close. Unfortunately, I went raspberry candy. But
You chose it wrong.
apparently, I did. So, anyway.
But that's all for me. What about you, Russ?
So one that has come out this week from Breville, they got a juicy IPA. They continue with their releasing things with pink labels. I swear.
No, because it's all their IPAs have pink.
Yeah.
It's all IPAs have the light pink, and then it's only the Strawberry Wishes that has the.
Right, so that's come out. It's a juicy, hazy IPA. Nothing much to say about that. One that's coming out this weekend, and it's coming out after we're recording the Halloween episode, unfortunately, is Sea Legs Brewing, teamed up with Netherworld Arcade Bar in the Valley here in Brisbane. Their Red Rum, Red Double IPA, 9.99%. Get it? You turn upside down, 6166. Yeah. Brewed with 6 types of malt, 6 types of hops, and 6 wicked additions for the whole 6-6 thing. They add habanero, raspberry, watermelon, mango, beetroot, and jalapeno, and finish off with a fiery Milton rum distillery
That sounds like a pizza with a lot.
Yes, exactly.
If you get a chance, I don't know if you've been, but if you get a chance, go to Netherworld in
Yes.
Fortitude Valley.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is
we've been there. It's
amazing.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely
Always
brilliant.
a good selection of craft beers on
Yep.
tap.
And good selection of video games as well.
Yep, good food.
All the retro stuff.
Just a great place.
Another one, again, going with my my Halloween theme. Sorry, I had to do it again. Wolf of the Willows are releasing Disco of the Dead,
I did see that one.
which it's got Della de Mortos imagery on it, Day of the Dead Mexican theme. It's a pink guava atole sour,
Did
which
you
is
find out what atole was?
I know it contains corn maze as part of the grain bill, and then uses guava puree, Madagascar, vanilla, and cinnamon.
Good, 'cause yes. I googled it as well
Yep.
because I saw that beer. Yes, because it's a traditional Day of the Dead beverage that they have in Mexico. It's hot corn and masa.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Melbourne brewery called Tall Boys and Moose. I don't know if they get wide release up here. I don't think I've seen it.
Remember that one?
They got a double Halloween release. They've got one called Goblin Warlord, which is Imperial Cryo IPA, which is Imperio Cryo Amarillo, Chinook, and Mosaic hops. And it's a twin release. So they got also Alvin Prince, which is a Lemon Myrtle IPA. So it's interesting. It's going with the Halloween theme. And the last one I'll just mention is Gage Road Brewers. Again, they're one of the bigger breweries, but they kind of go a little bit under the radar. But I think good tasty beers. They're releasing the Bay XBA, and you'll know why I'm mentioning this beer in particular, Pity, but we'll get to that. It's a collab in support with Australian Marine Debris Initiative, who helped clean up beaches, clean up the ocean. They picked up something like 16 million pieces of rubbish from the oceans around Australia the last few years.
Good on there.
It is brewed with Citra and Sabro hops.
Yeah, it's Sabro.
Sabro. I love my Sabro.
Sabro and Citrus fill you all in. It's
Yep.
a good hop too. So
And part of that also, Gage Road are hosting a number of beach cleanups around Australia. So a bit of environmental posturing there as well.
again, so if we drink the beer, we're donating.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Beer for the good of humanity.
Yes, I like those.
And I think that's all the new breweries we have for this week.
Yeah.
Time now for a live edition of Where's
First
Was
live
It?
edition, yes.
Was it?
Hold on to your socks, guys. This week, guys, I was down at Black Ops 2.
Yes.
It's one of my favourite venues, so I definitely made the time to go and visit it while I was down that neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Beer is always great there. You know, we know that. We've spoken about Black Ops quite a bit.
Yeah, we might sound like fanboys of Black Ops. We mention them every week. Same with me with Ballistic as well. But there's a reason for this because they just make consistently good beer.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, consistency.
Like I know I didn't rate the flashbang that we tasted a few weeks ago, but hey, some people love it. Good for them.
So while I was down there, I always get a tasting palate medal when I'm in.
It'd be rude not to.
I like just trying as much as I can.
Yes.
But some of the beers that I tried were the Neverland and the Doppelbock, which was unbelievable.
yeah.
Good beer.
Did you bring some back for Pity? He was asking about that one.
It wasn't in cans.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be where one of the beers...
So next time you go down there, take some Glad Wrap and just get a pot and just wrap it around and bring the glass and everything back. And so
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Or I probably could have just got a growler, but
Growler, Squealer.
yeah, there's that option as well.
One of those, yeah. Might have survived a bit better.
But look, overall, the venue, there's always plenty of parking at the Bigger Waters site. It's got a great atmosphere, good location.
There's a great kid out there as well. It's I was talking about your mates
Yes.
up Sunshine Coast. Similar thing. Yes, it's in an industrial estate. Yes, it's a shed, but they make it look really nice and welcoming.
Yeah. It's they've always got some live music on. They've always got a food truck, so you're never going to go hungry, and they've got good selections.
Yep.
Some good food available on tap. Staff on tap.
Food on tap. So they have so do
Technically,
you get a schooner of hot dogs or
as a
something?
capitalism, I suppose. But the staff are really friendly, knowledgeable. They go the extra mile. So, there was a bad pour that I had in my lot. One of the guys was walking around, spotted it, grabbed it, and went and changed it for me.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's just going the extra mile, making
That's it.
sure that the level of detail is exactly how they want it to be.
And that's what makes the difference to these places. The people that work at the, especially like the home bases for the breweries, like they're passionate about, they live and breathe it, and that's what makes them good at what they do.
Yeah, 100%. We've got some takeaways while we're there. Now this isn't craft beer specifically, but they've got a ginger cider, which is unbelievable. It's like a mix of ginger beer and cider.
Yep.
Really tasty. Just get onto it if you.
Do they sell that in cans wide release at all?
I don't know about wide release.
My wife's just started taking up alcoholic ginger beer.
Oh,
So
I have seen it pop up in a few, like
I want to give that a go for it.
BWS or Liquorland, one of those ones.
Yeah.
So
Because going back, it's probably a year and a half ago, we went for my 40th, the Winter Black Ops 1. And one of my main issues with the place is if you didn't drink beer, there wasn't much there for you. Like they didn't have any soft drink. They didn't have, I don't think they had the cider at that time. So it was either beer or room temperature water. And that was pretty much the only options. Yeah. Very small venue, hard for them to do all that stuff, and they're just sort of branching out. So it's good that places like that getting more and more sort of options for non-beer drinkers.
And they do have kombucha as well, if that's your thing.
Yep.
So there is some good options, good food. There's always kids there. It's family friendly, and they've always got some good merch. So I always love stopping in. Overall, I'd rate it 9 out of 10.
Yep.
Just one of my favourite places to go and visit. So
and surprisingly, as I said, I live out in Springfield. I did a quick day trip there one day because I was desperate to get the Caribbean Haze when it came out, so I drove down there, drove back, and it takes about an hour or so to get there, so it wasn't too bad. I don't think my young baby boy in the back of my car liked the trip too much, but hey.
Hopefully you didn't leave him in the car park for the whole time.
No.
the window was cracked.
But that's all for me for this week, and where's Wazza?
Well, that's all we have time for on this week's episode of the Pouring Old Man podcast. I've been Russell.
I'm Wazza.
I'm Anthony.
And we'll catch you next time.
Cheers.